Oh, look at me, right on time. Look at that. That never, ever happens. Hopefully, you guys can hear me because I got a new pair of headphones and I don't have them linked up to my laptop yet. So I think it's just recording from the laptop itself. And I think I've done that before and the audio wasn't too bad. So here's to hoping that it's not too bad today. Although I can't hear myself because I have like I don't know, I'm a mess today. I just figured I'd come on because I don't know, I'm bored. And I was like, oh, I didn't go on yesterday and I miss you guys. So here I am. It's me or B or whatever. Yeah. So I've been trying to figure stuff out for everybody. Hey, X amount of words. Good to see you. And so I've been trying to figure out how to schedule everything that I'm planning on doing for the channel. And hey, Melissa Jade, hey, Rody Gal, good to see you guys. And I can't hear myself. Oh my God, because I got the AirPods, the Pro ones, and I literally cannot hear myself. I had like the regular ones, and I could hear everything, but these are like something else. And I might take them out. I'm gonna take them out because I'm like screaming. Oh God. Okay, that's a little better. It's a little better. So I hope everybody is having a nice Friday. Hi, Kelly, and yeah, I figured I'd switch up the picture. I'm like, I've had that one for a while, so I'm gonna put another one, just for fun. I think this one, yeah, I like it. Yeah, like I was all excited to come on here, and I was all pumped, and then like I don't know, my throat started hurting, and now I'm like kind of a headache, so I'm like, dang, but I'm gonna come on here anyways because today was an interesting day, very interesting day. I was kind of on here on and off just because I'd been writing a paper, and when I go for my walk I'll usually put on usually YouTube if somebody's on, and hi Mishi, and I'll listen, and usually and I think I figured out where's hi Earthbound Spirit. I figured out what part of the problem is, guys. So I was trying to put my finger on why people were like, well, you knew about this and you were in the chat for this or whatever. Guys, I want to make it very clear. I would say 9.5 times out of 10, I'm just listening. So I have my phone in my pocket. I'm not, if people are showing stuff on the screen or anything like that, I don't see it. So I was like, maybe that's caused some confusion in the past. I'm not sure. But, I literally am just listening. So if there's any like visuals to things, I probably didn't see it. But I was like, listening around and same old stuff. And it's just further solidified in my mind that I'm doing the right thing with kind of moving in a different direction. And I'm really grateful that I'm able to. I did speak to my dad today, and actually, I don't know. I don't know if I like upset him. I don't know. It's hard to tell over text that he was like, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, well, um, are you introducing me as your dad or, as so and so? And I don't know. I feel like he didn't want to be introduced as my dad. I don't know why. I could have just been misreading that because I take things personally, but he has agreed to come on, and depending on how it goes, and it was fun because like he was talking to me like I'm like booking him for like the lectures that he does, so it's going to be like an hour and a half hopefully. I there's a good chance I might only be able to get him on here for an hour because like I said, guys, he's very busy, and I think that'll be fine, and then we can kind of recap with me and you guys. So the first topic that we're going to be doing, like I've already said, is the parole board thing. And thank you, Mishi. Yes, I totally agree. I'm excited for all you have planned for your channel. Thank you. I'm excited too. I'm very excited. And yeah, so he's going to talk about his experience on the parole board. I'm just going to let him talk because that's what he does. And I kind of decided on some of the topics. Like, I wanted him to talk about, some of the cases that really haunt him, some of the cases that he's got some public blowback from, making a decision one way or the other, some of the more famous cases that he's worked on. And then I want people to be able to ask questions. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to do that like via chat or if I'm going to let people come up and ask. I think it really depends on, what I can figure out to do. I think I could figure that out. I'm not stupid, so I could figure it out. But I'm really excited for that. So I'm gonna keep like narrowing down the topics for you guys to vote on. So if you guys haven't voted yet, I have on my community tab, I have a place for you to vote on the topics. And if you have a topic suggestion and it's criminal justice related, feel free to drop that in the comments. I can't promise you that it's something that is an area of his expertise, but I will certainly run it by him if it's something he's comfortable calling himself an expert in. But anything criminal justice related. So I'm going to keep narrowing that down to be able to figure out which ones to do, to give a priority to. So if you haven't voted on that, head over to my community tab and vote on that. I also have some time slots, and I'm trying to figure out the best time slots for you guys and him as well. But he didn't say any preference, so I'm not sure. I feel like, for me, he'll kind of make it work to whatever I would like. And oh my god, my throat really does hurt. Hold on, guys. Oh no, I hope I'm not getting sick. That would suck. Sorry, I have like these dry mouth lozenges. I need to make sure I'm not getting a color I don't like. I don't like purple ones. I don't like orange. Do they have any red ones in here? I'm sorry. I'm such a child with this. Okay. Is this red? All right. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you thought the topics I listed were interesting? I hoped so. Those were ones that I know that he's done some significant work in. And there were also, I put some ones that I thought people, and honestly, I was surprised that the psychology of social media got as many votes as it did, but that's awesome. Because I think it's a good topic. Because there's a lot of stuff that goes on social media where if you kind of take a step back and look into it, there is like a psychology behind it. There's certain personality types that are attracted to being a YouTube creator or falling victim to, stuff going on social media that's predatory and so on and so forth. And I want him to be able to like profile that. Now, what I am afraid of is that some people might take that either personally or see it in themselves, but I'm confident that he can do it in a way that isn't going to be like offensive. But it's just going to be profiling things. And, in our community, in this community in particular, there's a lot of stuff that's, hold on, wait. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I actually for once have my phone next to me, and I never do. Yeah, Mishi, I hope it's, the weather has your allergies all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. My allergies were going pretty nuts, but I thought it was because I need to vacuum the living room because I have like too many animals. So I was kind of noticing it was getting a little like I'm starting to sneeze, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have a little bit of a headache and yeah, my throat's not feeling great, but I'm on here anyways because I wanted to check in and say hello. But yeah, I think it should be good. And I think it'll also open it up for maybe me to have a little bit more exposure to other communities. Maybe give me a chance to learn how to do true crime. I can't promise you I'll be any good at it. Thank you, Megan. Hi, Xylee. Good to see you. Thank you. Yes. I was like, I need to switch up the picture. And yes, I really should get my hair blonde again. I mean, I dyed it for my sister's wedding, and it's kind of grown out at this point, and I stopped getting my nails done. But, for my sister's wedding, I was like, I think that was in September. So, yes. But thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. And yeah, guys, I mean, and that's what I'm excited about because just because I'm in this community does not mean that I want anything to do with the stuff going on. First of all, I'm too nice. I can't do that. I cannot behave that way even if I tried. And I'm a terrible actor. Terrible. So it just wouldn't work out. The reason I hang around here, and like I've said this 1,000 times, it's because I like the people. I started my YouTube journey, so to speak, at least participating in lives in this community. So I've gotten to know the people here, and I consider a lot of you guys, friends, and we're friendly on here, and a lot of us, I've talked to here and there, and that was like why I kind of stick around. And I know that upsets some people, but it is what it is. But I'm not going to be doing the same stuff. I want to alienate the least amount of people as possible. I don't have anything else to say about certain topics. It doesn't mean that I've like changed my mind on things. And it doesn't mean that like I'm gonna, be siding. I've said this. I always like to reiterate this right at the beginning. So when people come on here and they're listening, they know what's going on. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that I have nothing left to add, and nothing that I say is going to be, helpful. Like nothing that I say on here is going to it just makes stuff worse. And I don't there are going to be people that say it 1,000 times better than I could, or in a way that's more appealing to people. Thank you, Megan. I think I'm nice too. But that's kind of seen as a weakness on here. And I find that kind of funny. I can't help but laugh, because if there's one thing I'm not, it's weak. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. And, that's what's frustrating. And people are like, well, if you can't do that, then why are you here? And get out of the community. Well, this is my community too. So I'm not going anywhere. And I'm really stubborn. So, but I also don't plan on just being around here and I have a feeling though, that a lot of people here kind of would like some more different variety of content. Now, that doesn't mean that anybody, hi, #shy. That doesn't mean that anyone needs to stop watching what they enjoy. I think that's the point of YouTube. If you enjoy a creator, that's all that matters. It's entertainment. You shouldn't feel like you have to, or any of this it's weird. Just because I'm having a problem with a creator, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to, or feel like you can't chat because if I see you, I'm going to get no. If you enjoy a creator, enjoy that creator. That's really all that matters. And I don't know how it got to this point, but it's like the minute you say anything, that's not one way or another, you're called a fence sitter. Or if you say something that's slightly, different, no, guys, I don't know how much differently I have to explain this. I'm not sure if I can simplify it anymore. I just have nothing to add. Everything that I need to say, I have said. I don't need to continuously say the same things over and over and over again. That's not what I want to do for my channel. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. I like this picture too. That was a good well, my sister's wedding. I kind of got my hair done and my nails, obviously, and I almost just choked on this lozenge. Okay. Yeah, it's getting to a level that is unacceptable, and I hope people can see that. I totally agree with you, because I don't think I can't quite figure out how it's gotten like this. I just can't. And I don't think it's always been this bad, but lately it's been more than I want to deal with. When I feel that I'm being emotionally affected by the internet, that's probably a clue that I need to not do this. And I don't mean not be a creator. I mean spend a little less time on here. And I've never, stopped watching creators that I enjoy. Just because I have a personal problem with them right now does not mean that I don't watch them. Because if I enjoy someone, I enjoy somebody. And I need to take that personal issue out of it. It's hard. It's very hard sometimes, let me tell you. It's very hard. But I don't consider anybody my enemy. Nothing like that. That's not how I think. And if I enjoyed a creator, just because something happens doesn't mean that I stopped, because they haven't changed. Sorry, this lozenge. I swear I'm going to choke on it. But they haven't changed. They still do their content the way that they do their content. And the only difference is that, I've been dragged into it. And sure, am I salty about it for a little bit? Absolutely, I sure am. I can be very petty. I've said that since day one. But I get over it really quickly. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Because this community used to be krama, but now it's just drama, as far as I'm concerned. And I would like to see it get back to a mix, because I'm bored. And that's what I'm going to try to do. And originally I was going to, do this the way I'm doing it now, but I kind of got caught up, and, I kind of took it to a different direction. And then I was like, you know what, I can't bring a family member. I can't put his, professional, anything on the line for this stuff. I was kind of embarrassed, I was like, I'm trying to be put out actual content, because I don't think coming up here and talking is content. And I'm sorry if that offends some people. I really am. If you come up here and talk and you put on a presentation, like you've got the visuals, you've got the, either screenshots or videos to share, and you do the commentary on it. Hey, navigator, I think that's content. But just to sitting up here and chatting takes zero skill. Zero. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And I don't consider that content, because that doesn't really have any preparation from the creator. So, the people that make like the videos and stuff, those videos take a long time. I'll tell you that right now. Like, even those 2-minute videos that I do take me an hour sometimes. And now that I'm kind of working on more long format ones, which God help me, because it's awful. And I need to find a better way to do them, but it's taking me multiple days because I get tired of working on it. But that's content, and that's what I have respect for, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to be just somebody that comes on here and talks at you guys. I want it to be more interactive, and that's the other part that I hate so very much. If you see a name in my chat, or any chat for that matter, that you've seen maybe in another one, and you're like, why are you here? Why can't they be here? As long as people are being respectful, I welcome everybody. If you're interested in what I have to say, I really don't care what chat I see you in. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is if you come in here and troll or are disrespectful. That's going to bother me. But by bother me, I mean, like, that's really kind of a shitty thing to do. And, you're not going to hurt my feelings, because I really don't care at this point. You can say whatever you'd like. You can come in here and tell me I'm boring all you want. I don't think I'm boring. And clearly a lot of other people don't. So your opinion, you're welcome to it. But thank you for sharing. Yet you're the one here. All right. I get a kick out of it. I'm sorry. I just do. But yeah, I like the people that come in here, and I'm still friendly with people from all over. I really am. Some people don't talk to me publicly anymore, but we've chatted, and some people don't talk to me at all, which kind of makes me sad, because it's not for the right reasons. And maybe, but I'm still waiting on the justification as to why. But it is what it is. That's how people want to take YouTube. They want to take it seriously like that, and that's fine. But guys, what's going on in this community, it's not normal. It's not normal. This is not normal. And we are so used to this that this feels normal to us. And that dawned on me very recently. I was like, holy crap, guys. We are just so used to this that we think that this is acceptable. We think that this is how things work. I was coming up on here for the longest time and saying, well, if you're a creator and you come up here, you're signing up for this. No, that's not accurate. That it shouldn't be like that. It's not like this elsewhere. And I really want people to see that. I think that that's a wake-up call that a lot of us need, because we can people can do drama, but it doesn't have to be going real life. And I'm hearing that so often. Now, am I always like certain that the real life stuff that's happening is legit or just somebody making stuff? I don't know, to be honest. I don't have an opinion. I think it depends on the situation, but I take everything I hear in this community as a grain of salt, if that makes sense. Just because we've all been lied to many, 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 many times. And how many times has somebody not been who they come on here, presenting themselves as? We've been burned. That's why I don't get too bent out of shape when people say that about me, because I understand. I understand that everybody here probably has seen that happen multiple times. So I totally understand why somebody wouldn't trust me straight off the bat, especially when I'm trying to do something a little bit different. And that's fine, because in time, people will see who I am, what I'm about, and then they can make that decision for themselves. That's what I've said. And let's see. Thank you. I don't think I'm boring either, but I appreciate that. I didn't think I'd do a good job at this, but a lot of people, bye, Navigator. Thanks for stopping by. And I think you have a great community here, and I enjoy coming here. I'm glad you enjoy coming here, because that's all that matters to me. My loyalty is to my subscribers, because you guys are the ones that are the reason that I'm here, or you're the ones who subscribe to me. So my loyalty is not going to be to other creators. That's not a good business model. If I hate calling, but I guys, I'm in business. So um I talk like this. Anybody who's been over here for a long time, they know that you're going to hear like shop talk, business marketing, and sometimes people are like, "Well, you're talking about people like that." Well, that's just how I talk about things. But that's not, that's more like interpersonal stuff. And I'm not here to do interpersonal drama with people that I have no interest in fighting with. I'm not going to do that. I've said all of I've needed to say for the time being on certain topics, and I want to move on. And I don't know why so many people have a problem with that, because it's like the minute I say that, I start seeing things that I know people are doing to try to piss me off and to try to get me to react, but I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. When I say that I'm like, it stops with me, it stops with me. I have plenty of things that I could respond to. There are plenty of things that I've wanted to respond to, because, just because I don't talk about it doesn't mean I haven't seen it or don't know, but I choose not to, because all that does is open up that door again for them to come back at me. So what's the point? I'm going to stop talking about it. It's done. It's over with. They had their say. They, clearly feel a certain way about me, and that's fine. That's their right. So I'm going to just continue doing what I'm doing, and end of story. I don't need to do that endless revolving door cycle of this, because it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop, because people here really, they just can't, I don't know. And I mean, I get it. I get it. Like, it sucks to, have somebody say something about you, especially when it's not true, especially when it's a lie, and, you could disprove it so easily. Well, quite frankly, guys, I don't need to disprove or prove anything to anybody. I don't owe that to anyone. If I choose to, then great. But if I don't, I don't need to, prove myself to people. If you're on my live, you subscribe to me, you'll see what I'm about. And if you think that, what somebody else says is in character for me, then fine, that's your opinion, and you're welcome to it. But I happen to believe very strongly that a lot of the stuff that you'll see written about me, it's very out of character. And I feel like the people who know me on here know that. And let's see, I don't understand what's going on. If you don't like a creator, just leave their channel. No need for the nonsense. But some people feed off it and spread misery. Absolutely. There's a lot of instigation. There's a lot of people who really enjoy this intense drama. And I don't know if it's because they're bored in their real life. I don't know if it's because they're just like really just people that thrive in chaos anyway, or people who feel like they don't have control in their personal lives, so they're going to act that out here. I'm not really sure. There's a dozen psychological reasons for it, which is what I want my dad to talk about. Because there's psychological profiles behind each personality type that you see on here. And it's fascinating and it's eye-opening. And because he, obviously I'm not sure what he watches on here. I know he watches me occasionally, and I know he's clicked on some other things because he certainly knows some people's names, but he doesn't know anybody on here personally. So he's not going to come on here and be talking about anybody in particular, but if it hits, right? And I think we're all going to be able to see the different personality types. Yeah, people really like messy. You're absolutely correct. They do. They really do. And I'm trying to tell people it's not normal. Like, what goes on here, we're so desensitized to it. So when it happens, we don't react. Like, we're just so used to it. And I didn't even realize that until recently. And then I was like, oh my God, like, yeah. And it's like, you'll see it too, because the other thing that I noticed is it's like people are trained. So if somebody's crying, or, they automatically open their wallets. And I noticed that. And I found myself doing it too. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't get it. And I feel like that just, reinforces people to behave a certain way. And I've noticed it, and it's like automatic. It's automatic. And don't think creators don't know that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I just think I think those societal, it's become a societal norm in our little society, for lack of a better word. You might need to change your vote on that topic. Yeah, go for it. Like I said, it's on my community tab. It's almost like YouTube normalized abnormal behavior. Yes, and it is abnormal, and it's toxic, and it's not right. It's not right. If we want to talk about what people are doing on YouTube, great. We can do that. I think anything that somebody does on YouTube is fair game. But when we're like digging into people's past and getting background checks on people, and we're like finding pictures of people online to post, and I I don't even know at this point. Like, there's just so much stuff going on. Do you blame me for not wanting to take a side? Do you blame me for just wanting to do my own thing? Do you blame any of the subs for just wanting to do their own thing and be left alone? Because I don't. I don't. I just whatever. And I don't know. I think it's because this community has a lot of caring, generous, empathetic people in it. You can tell. You can tell that, like, a lot of the people in this community care, and they have big hearts. And I think that they identify with creators and or other subs, but I'm more talking about creators. And when stuff happens to them, they feel really protective over them, or they feel connected. And I don't know. Maybe that goes on elsewhere. I've never seen it quite like this. And every community is going to have stuff that goes on, but what's going on here now is just I opened my eyes. I was like, guys, this is not normal. Things do not have to be this way. This is not part of being on YouTube. The fact that I don't want to do this doesn't make me weak. I'm not weak. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. That's a big mistake. I've done a lot of work on myself in the past 4 years to figure out who I am, why I do the things I do, and how to maybe change those patterns and cycles of things. Like, because I don't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that person anymore. But you have to put in the work, and I know who I am. I know who I'm not, and I'm certainly not half the crap that I see about myself on here. So, if you think it's bothering me, it's not. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's very annoying, but it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's not going to make me go anywhere. And it's certainly not going to make me stop talking about, because I don't want to talk about this at all. I need to get this content that I want to present to you guys. I have to get that in order because it takes work. It does. Anybody on here who's presenting actual content, that's what I want to be supporting, because that actually takes work and preparation and effort, and not everybody can do it. And I'm hoping I can, but there's a good chance I can. I don't know. But that's what I want. But for the time being, I was like, I hate it because I'm like, I don't want to talk about the same thing every day, but I find myself talking about similar things every day. And it's just because I'm trying to I am literally, after tomorrow, I will have a lot more free time on my hands. And that's when I'm going to be able to, because I have to get my last paper in by then. And then I have all the time in the world to focus on getting stuff going with the other stuff I want to do. But for tonight, I was like, I'm going to come by, because there's been a lot that's gone on today. I didn't catch all of it. There were some points that I wanted to make, but I'm thinking to myself now, they're kind of pointless. Like, the only thing it's going to do is I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's even worth saying, because I think all of us have, eyes and ears, and I think many of us see the same things. And for me to just point it out, I think would just make me sound kind of petty. But, I notice things. I watch. I see how people interact in chats that I go into. And I don't judge people for that. Don't get me, I don't have a spreadsheet or anything like that. I don't have time for that shit. I do not care. And what I was hearing today, hi Mike, I was hearing today, people that were like, oh, well, we need to figure out who was this name before this. And, they changed their name, and, you can tell because you put in the URL. Why are we doing that? Who cares? I don't care. I don't care about those things. Judge people from their behavior right now. I do not care what people change their name to. I just don't care. And it sounds nuts. It sounds crazy. And I don't know, guys. I was listening to it and I was like, why? Do I think that YouTube, and I did a like a poll on it of, should people be able to make multiple accounts if they're behaving badly? But, it's a fine line, because if I want to change my name on here, I'm going to change my name on here. We don't need to be detectives to figure out who somebody was before. Like, why? Who cares? If somebody wants to change their name and have a new start and behave differently, who are we to, judge otherwise? I'm not. It's not, I don't have that. I don't I agree. It's juvenile. Yes, Rody Gal. And it sure is. Why does it matter? You know, I've changed my name a few times on here. I've been a couple different things. And you know, BeePlus is now like, you know, it's my new branding. So I mean, I'm gonna stick with it. Like I said, guys, I was just looking at a grade that I had gotten, and I was trying to switch something up real quick to go in a chat because I thought I had behaved badly somewhere else and thought I was gonna get attacked, which is also silly, guys. If you see a name that you know you've seen behaving badly elsewhere in a chat, as long you know if they're not trolling, if they're not being disrespectful, leave them alone. You know, don't be like, why are you here? You know, I thought you supported so and so. Who cares? I just I you know, I'm so frustrated with it, guys. I really am. I don't understand why it matters either way. And it doesn't. I don't think it matters anyway. Like if you want to do that detective work for yourself and like, you know, if that's something that you want to do, fine. But like that's the other thing I wanted to touch on. All right, maybe I'll go here. Maybe I'll go here. All right. So let's say you're having like an issue with another creator. Why does it have to be made public? Because when you make it public, it just sounds like you're trying to do it for content, which also riles up people who care about you and then continues it to escalate. So if I have a problem with somebody or I'm having like a difference thing, I reach out to them privately. I'm not going to come on here and talk about that. It doesn't matter. That's between me and that person. And sometimes when I'm having an issue, I choose not to reach out to them at all because I just don't want anything to do with it. You know, that's my right as well. But I'm also not gonna. Hi, Detective Turtle Gum. Good to see you. And that's just, it's not for me. It's not for me. Yeah, you know, and Turtle Gum, you're a good example of this. What happened to you was, I was like, what is going on? Like, you know, somebody like, you know, whoever, I don't know if that was your picture or not. You say it wasn't your picture, and I believe you. I'll take you at your word for that because I can't prove it either way. Like I said, if that was you, I mean, you're streaming me? Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Hello, Turtle Army or whatever you call yourself now. But if that was you, Turtle Gum, I told you. I mean, you're not difficult to look at if that is you. But if it's not, that's some random person from the internet that's, you know, face was just posted on YouTube. You know, who probably has no idea and will never have any idea. But that's weird. That's weird. It's weird. Your internet isn't great today, Kellyanne. Yeah. Neither is mine for some reason. I don't know why. Mine keeps like fading in and out, but Turtle Strong. Yeah, Turtle Army. Oh my God. Somebody had a really good turtle hashtag for everything because, you know, there was all sorts of careers. It was almost like, you know, how Barbie had all sorts of different careers. And you, I feel like you could put that with like the turtle gums, you know, it's the different career ones and you have to collect them all. I don't know. That was silly, but you know, somebody had a really good one for it that I thought was great, and I cannot remember it, and I should have because it was that great. Yeah, the guy was nice looking, Kellyanne. I agree. So whoever that was, I mean, it is what it is. But you know, if that was somebody that you know, actually, you know what? Regardless, if that was him, then that's still not cool, and if it wasn't, it's also not cool. So either way, but yeah, you see what happened in other chats. Hashtag shy. I like to think that's what's special about my chat too, because I appreciate that from people. Like even people who you know maybe get carried away elsewhere are respectful here, and that's all I care about. Because we're not all going to agree. Obviously, people have really strong feelings one way or another, and if you support a creator, I'm not gonna judge you for that. I've made that decision. I'm not going to because it's none of my business who you watch and it's none of my business who you support. And that's not what I want my channel to be. And I'm asking very politely that if there are people that you know from, and I hate talking like this because you know, from the enemy camp, don't be too quick to jump on them because they're welcome here. Everybody is welcome here as long as they are respectful. And if that makes some people uncomfortable, I mean, feel free to email me. We can have a conversation about it. But, I promise you, it's not going to get like that on my watch. I don't like it. And I will call it out because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable here. That's the last thing I want. I don't want to alienate people because you see how often these things change. You see how quickly there are people that like each other and then dislike each other the next day. It's like an endless cycle. So half the time, maybe like, they don't like somebody I like, or, and it changes on the drop of a dime. So it's pointless. It's because people change their mind, which is good. I think people should change their mind. I think a really big sign of intelligence is being able to take in new information as it's presented to you and use it to either, to readjust your opinions on things. Because just because, like, you don't have to dig your heels in all the time either. If you have, if it's against your morals and values, something that you've seen, then fine. Because I also cannot disagree with somebody who looks at it that way. If that goes against what you believe in, then that's your right as well. But I also think that, I've had, different impressions of people that ended up being wrong, that I've changed after new information has, come to light. Or if somebody, I'm talking about like my personal life too, or if somebody, has shown a long period of consistent change, I'm willing to give people, I believe in second chances. Like, I'm not going to hold something over somebody's head, forever. In fact, I really don't hold grudges at all. And it's maybe to a fault, because I get over things really. I have to have people remind me that I'm allowed to be angry at other people, because I always in my mind flip it and internalize it to make myself feel like I deserved it. And that's not true. I don't deserve half the shit that I've seen about me on here. I don't. And but it is what it is. And I've always said that. I was like, well, you sign up for it. Well, I don't think that anymore. I don't think that. I don't think it's normal, the stuff that happens to people on here. It's not normal. You don't see stuff like this in other communities. And there are people that have, like, feuds with each other and whatever, but it's not what it is now. And I don't know what it's going to take to stop. And this is probably going to be one of the last times I'm not going to stop, because so many people are like, oh, I'm not going to address it again. And all that song and dance. And, the very next day they're addressing it because somebody said something in a chat or a comment. So I don't ever believe that. I always am like, oh, well, I'm determining that that's probably a lie. So I'm not going to claim that, because I would probably be lying too. But like I've said, this is not the direction I want to bring. I don't want to be a drama channel. I'm going to talk about what happens in this community because I'm part of this community. I cannot reiterate that enough. And that is my right. I can talk about that if I want to. But it's not the direction. That's not the focus of my channel. That's not what I want to do here. So, I'm just going to do my own thing. And I'm going to try not to talk about, the reason I'm talking about it tonight is just because, because I've had to work on my schoolwork. I haven't had a whole lot of time to put together stuff for you guys. I want to be able to make this channel like an experience. I don't want to just talk at you. I want to be able to like share videos, pictures. I want to do some commentary. I want it to be like an interactive experience. And I've been doing a lot of research because I'm a nerd and I do research on the best way to do those things, because I really am invested in trying to do something with this channel. And I'm actually taking one of my next classes is going to give me some tools to really do that, because it's my first concentration class. I'm getting my master's in digital marketing, but this is social media marketing I'm taking. It's one of my concentration classes. And I'm very excited for that, because I read the syllabus and there's some YouTube stuff in there too. So I'm excited to learn. And yeah, Mike, music. That's right. There's no way people would condone the behavior in real life. That's right. If you saw people doing this to somebody in real life, you'd be like, dude, you're a piece of shit. Like, part of my language. I mean, we can't deny that. If I saw somebody, and I don't know why and even for me, I don't know why it's suddenly okay here, be your manager. I will, Siley. I would. I do manage social media like as a side hustle. But people laugh because they're like, well, you're not very good at it because your channel is like this. Well, I'm like, no. My thing was Instagram. I had 129K on Instagram before I got taken down from behind the scenes nonsense, but it wasn't anything like this. And I had several thousand on other platforms as well, but I still do. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but it's behind a brand. So it wasn't behind my name or my face. So you won't find it. But if you do, it's music related. It was basically a fan page that blew up. And then I got noticed by the band and then hired yeah, it's awesome. Actually, I think I'm going to be doing that again too, because they have a new album coming out that was actually being advertised in Times Square. And I was like, oh my goodness. So they're doing this without me. So I'm going to contact them and be like, dude, like, I want in. I'll do it for free. Like, I don't care. Yeah, so I am going to do music too, Mike. I am. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, after tomorrow, I have a lot of time to work on things and put stuff together. So this will probably be one of the last times that I spend more than 10 or 15 minutes addressing stuff on, in here, or else something really big happens where, it's just new information or whatever. Maybe I'll mention it a little bit more than that, but probably not. We'll see. We'll see. Because I'm at this point, I'm gonna ignore what people say about me. If people want to say things about me, they can. Whatever. I do not care. I do appreciate that people send me that though, and not for the reasons that people think. It's not because I want to see it so I can react, but I do want to see it because I do want to know who I should keep at arm's length, because I'm a very trusting person, and I've made that mistake to let people get close to me on here, and they don't want to be close to me for anything that's good for me. And I don't want to make that mistake again, because I always like to see the best in people. I always want to think that, people have my best interest at heart, and that couldn't be further from the truth. And I've been burned. So I do appreciate it, because a lot of these people, actually, a lot of the names I don't recognize. So there's that, but I do want to know. I do want to know, because then I'm not going to react to it, but like I said, I can kind of arm myself when interacting with them. I'm not going to be disrespectful to them. I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to do any of that. I just want to know. So, that's where I stand with that. I know a lot of people want those so they can be like, I don't know. There's a lot of stalking that goes on here. Like, who has the time? Seriously, guys, who has the time? Who has the time? I don't have the time. I can't imagine that all of you guys don't have hobbies, or, a family, or, a job. I don't know, like, and it never ends. It's like all hours. It's like you go to sleep and you wake up and you missed a bunch of things. I'm making a whole video about this, actually, because I have some new software that I want to try out, and some really nice new stock footage that I'm excited about using, because it's perfect. And I want to talk about a lot of my experience, but I'm learning how to storytell with the videos, and how to clearly and concisely get my message out through that medium, but in a short manner, which is not my forte, because I'm ADD, I'm diagnosed ADHD, I am everywhere, and everything is a stream of consciousness. Anybody who's corresponded with me outside of here, they know I write novels. And I probably could be more concise about that. And as somebody who does marketing, I've really, really had to learn that. So there's that. But I'm trying to learn how to do storytelling with pictures and music and things like that, and narration, of course. But that's what I'm working on, because, a lot of my videos prior are just like clips of people's lives, and, maybe some stickers. And that doesn't take that much effort. I mean, it takes more effort than I'd like to admit, especially gathering the clips or whatever. But ultimately, I mean, a lot of the clip channels, all they're doing is, taking a live and putting literal like stickers on it. And, I could do that too, but I don't know. I want to learn how to do this. Like, I'm not saying that I'm going to make it big. The only reason I did well on Instagram is because I got in when the algorithm was like really easy to work. I could never do it again. I tried, and I just got very, very lucky. And I don't think, I have no intention of trying to build that again. But, with my YouTube channel, I mean, why not? I always thought to myself, oh, I couldn't do that, but why not me? Why can't I do this? I think that I have something to offer. I think that I do things well. I think I present myself well. I think that I can speak very well. I'm not, some people might think I'm boring, like clearly whoever, that weirdo was in here the other night with their name about, really rude name, actually. And why are we doing that too? Like, why are we doing that? Why are you making your name like rude things at people? Like, there were people that were like, where's the 20K? But this one was like the flip side. This one was talking about Jessica's dad. So that's disgusting. Stop it. Stop. Just stop. Who does that? Yeah, I'm trying to be positive. I really am, Mike. I'm kind of sort of bouncing back a little bit. I think that obviously the drama makes people think a certain way here. And I took a hit on this channel because of it. And it sucked. It sucked because it was people that, were not, liked me the day before. And the minute somebody said something about me, they immediately believed it. And Yeah, I might have to mute guys in a minute. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to mute in a minute, but yeah, that was the craziest part. But that's how people are here, and I just truly hope that, if you're one of those people, if you saw a comment about me and you maybe believed it and decided that you can't support me, I really would love it if you would reconsider, because I do have a lot to offer. I'm not any of those things. I saw that somebody said I was evil. Um, I did see, I got a screenshot yesterday of somebody saying, yeah, that I was evil. And something else that I can't remember that was just like, what? Who says that? Oh my God, what was the word? I laughed. I literally laughed out loud, and I like, took a I want to, like, there's some emails I get that I want to frame 100% because they're just that weird. And somebody actually sat down and took the time to write that about me or to me. And some of them are just funny. So I think I've shared one of the most funny ones where they told me to promptly check myself into the nearest mental institution and tell them that Jesus Christ sent me. I was like, who has the time? Hey, Holly, good to see you. And that's where I'm going with this channel. I don't want to be a place where people have to pick one. I want everybody to be welcome. I do not care who you support here, as long as you are respectful. And I'm asking my chat to be respectful of those people. As long as they're, you know what I mean, guys? I think you guys get what I'm putting down. I do. So, because there's no reason for it. There's so many channels that come on here and are doing drama. There's so many channels that I see pop up every day, trying to make themselves as to, involved in this. Why somebody would want to, I don't know, but they do. And, I see people picking fights, to build their channel. I see a lot of weird stuff that I'm like, really? Is that really worth it? Is it really worth it? Or like making alliances with people to, and I'm not saying this is everybody, guys. I'm really not. Like, I don't want anybody to take it personally. I'm just talking about behaviors that I've seen in general. If you think it's you, then that's on you for feeling that way. But and I'm not saying that everybody does things for wrong reasons. I like a lot of the people here very much. That's what I said, though. The drama is, yes, Mishi, the drama is draining. And what good is it doing? That's my point. And so many people get so angry at me about that. There are some channels that have been doing this, for months, like way before I have been here. So and they do it better than I do. They do the drama and they present it in a way that obviously people enjoy. And I'm just going to leave it, if they want to continue doing that, then I'm going to leave it to them for that, because me being here and doing the same thing isn't going to contribute anything like that. I'm not helping anything. Yeah, Holly, the drama is the only way to make money, honestly. Yeah, unfortunately. But you know what? It's not like this in every community, is what I found, because I've kind of been like putting like my feelers out elsewhere, just observing. And while there's always issues, it's not this. And I feel like even I've been desensitized to it. And that's why I'm just trying to do something a little different. I mean, I'm not on here to make money, though. I mean, I know that drama sells. Even my dad said that to me, because we were discussing something, and in the text, he literally said drama sells. And I was like, yeah, I know it does. So, but at the same time, no one's going to take me seriously as, a person, if I'm on here just being not myself, because, I have family that watches and they know who I am, and they would be like, Emma, what are you doing? This is not you. Like, why are you even involving yourself in this? Actually, like, even my dad said that to me too. And he was like, why are you doing this? Why would you subject yourself to that? And I'm like, well, because I can. Because I want to talk. But I've said that it's because I like you guys. It's because, like, it's my it's kind of my social time, because I'm from this community. I am, and I've liked a lot of the creators here. I mean, like, I used to lurk in Holly's chat. I think over the summer, maybe, I don't know, because I like click around, and if I I know that if I like somebody's voice and it engages me, then I'll stick around. And there are some creators here that do things really well. I truly believe that. But, I don't know. And I feel like, if you try to do something different, then people will put you down, or they'll try to make you feel insecure about yourself, and they'll try to make you not sure of yourself. And I was finding myself falling into that. And then, the past couple days, actually ever since I've decided, I got so much interest on doing something else. And now that's all I can think about. Now all I want to do is do those things because I have a lot of ideas and I'm going to make it happen. Especially after tomorrow when I have a lot of free time on my hands. That's when I'm going to actually put effort into content. And I think that's going to be good. I haven't done like open panels or anything. I was going to do one, was it yesterday? But everybody and their mother was live. Everybody's, mother and, family pets, as everybody was on a live. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make people choose, because I know people want to watch the bigger channels. Come on, like you're not gonna offend me for saying that. I know that, so I don't want to have to make you choose. And I know that some people are like, well, I support you, and I appreciate that, I do, but watch what you want. If there's something else that's going on that you enjoy, go for it. I appreciate everybody being here, even if it's briefly. It means everything to me because I appreciate the support. I talk about drama we had to have. Yes, yes, Holly. I know. I've heard that, and that's the thing. That's how I am. I also, it's a good range, something for everyone. That's right, Mishi. I think that's a good way of putting it. Right. And yeah, I don't know. I'm still figuring all this out. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what works and what people are interested in. Because I'll say it again. My loyalty is to my subscribers and the people who support me every day. My loyalty is not to other creators because that's not how it's not a good business model. That's not going to work out long term, as we see, because things change so quickly. And I've been burned. So I'm going to try something different. Because I was friends with a lot of these people before I even started a channel, which I think made things a little bit more complicated even. And I'm just a nice person. I am. I'm too nice. But it is who I am. So I'm not going to, if people want to, I don't know, say whatever you want about it. I mean, I am not ashamed for being nice. I really am not. So, but it is truly who I am. I've seen a lot of people say that it's not, but that's fine too. Like I've said before, if you want to take somebody else's word for who I am without looking for yourself, or that's your right to do that. You can do that. I've certainly done that before, and I think that's just something sometimes how our brain works. But I do encourage people, if you see something, especially like in the comments, somebody say something about somebody, don't take that as fact and repeat it, because that's how misinformation spreads. So, but if you really think that I'm evil, and I'm, in here to try and be sneaky in the community, and I'm doing all of these things and talking to all of these people that I've literally never spoken to in my life or know who they are, that's your right. You can think that. But when the dust settles, you'll see that. I don't need to justify and prove anything. And I want to. I've wanted to. I want to come on here immediately and fix everything, but I don't need to. Because the dust always settles eventually. It's been in the air for, I always refer to it as a snow globe. So, the glitter has been flying all about for quite some time now. So I don't know when it's going to settle, but I can wait. You, I like your message. I appreciate that, Holly. I do. I really do. Some watch them just because nobody else is on. That's good. Yeah, that's true. I get that. But even lately, especially lately, I've found myself struggling to find something that I like that isn't boring to me. Even like creators that used to, but because I'm hearing the same thing over and over again. It's like, it used to be that different creators would have different topics, or, if it was like a feud between two people, you would be able to go to each of their channels and hear each side, like kind of simultaneously. And I don't think there's a problem with at least with that you had some choices. But now it's like everybody's talking about the same things, or some people aren't even going live at all because of stuff that's going on. And it I don't know, guys. I miss the content. And there are still some people that don't talk about just one thing, and or try not to anyway. I'm not saying it's everybody, but a lot of the people, they're just not going live right now. And, who knows? Who knows? But I always encourage people, like, if people are doing something that's not the drama, I mean, if you really want the drama to stop, but guys, I also want to make it very clear that there's nothing wrong with drama. If you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. So, but I do encourage people to support creators when they're doing something other than drama, especially when it's like the over the top kind. If people are going at each other for YouTube stuff, that's normal. That's normal. That's been going on since probably forever. And I've seen that done in other communities where it's fun and engaging, and it's still something that, you'll be like, it's like reality TV, but it's not hurtful. It's not dangerous. It's not relentless. It's not cruel. And, there's some low blows being like, that, but it's not this. It's not what's going on here. And I just don't know when it's going to stop, because I feel like every day I'm waking up and I'm hearing about, a CPS call, or somebody's family member was called, or, somebody went into a chat with a name that was really disgusting about somebody else's family. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff I've seen for myself, like, I can verify that, but a lot of the stuff I haven't seen. And like I said, I take everything with a grain of salt, because I have been lied to on here before. Because people will do just about anything for clicks and views. And if they see it works, then why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do that? And I feel like, a lot of us are like we're like trained to, when that kind of stuff happens, we open our wallets. Even I found myself doing it. And I was like, why is it like this? But it's because there's such caring people here. Exactly. Not exactly what I was hoping for. YouTube drama, but not real life harm. Right. And I feel like it used to be more like that. I feel like it used to be more like petty stuff going back and forth here. But lately it's something different. It really is. And I used to be, wanting to kind of delve into the behaviors and finding out why. But at this point, I'm leaving it alone. I'm leaving it alone. Because it's just alienating groups of people. First of all, there are people that feel like, because they support a certain person, they can't come here. And I don't like that. Because I'm not going to judge you for who you support. I'm not even going to judge you. I'm not going to judge anybody at all, because that's not my place. That's not my place, especially in my channel. Like, you're the one coming to me and supporting me. So why wouldn't I want you here? Like, why wouldn't I, be supportive and care? I enjoy having everybody here, as long as they're respectful in my chat. You do you, whatever that may be, elsewhere. That's how I think about things. And I know a lot of people think very differently. A lot of people care very much what chats people are in and where they're commenting, and all of those things. And if that's what they want to continue to do, if that's what they want to spend their time on, and put all this emotional effort into, then fine. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it, because I'm not the one. I'm not going to go after anybody low. I'm not going to keep pushing the issue. And I know a lot of people would like me to, on many different, in many different things. I think there were some people that thought I was going to come on here and do that. And that's just not who I am. And I have no intention of, I don't, what else do I have to add to this, guys? Like, I have nothing else to add, but nothing's changed. It's not like I, support so-and-so. I don't support anybody at this point. Like, no offense, and I'm just talking about like the sides that's going on. I'm friends with who I'm friends with. I enjoy the people I enjoy, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna go hard for somebody's channel, to form an alliance. And so they, I don't care about that shit. Like, that's stupid. But to each their own, right? It seemed much more tame when I discovered the community, but it has really escalated quickly as of late. It is not okay to bring people's real lives into it. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to be bringing people's children or people's family, or deceased family members, or stuff like that, or people's parents' histories. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, pardon my language, guys, but pardon me for not wanting to bring my dad into that. But like I said, he's a public figure. If people want to be crazy and awful on the internet, whatever. I would really hope people wouldn't do that to somebody, but we see it. We see that crap. Like, if you don't like me, then don't watch me. If you don't like me, then just leave it alone. I'm not coming after you. I don't go to other people's channels and, or into people's chats that I don't like to say rude comments. I don't do that shit. So why are you doing it to me, you know? But not even in my chat though. It's more like comments elsewhere where people are saying really strange things about me. I'm telling you, there are only a few people I don't want to see in my chat, and that's because they're honestly predators, and I don't want my subs exposed to them. Yes, and Holly, I agree with you. I think there are some people like that that do exist. I think that's a very real thing, and I have actually been trying to put like a plan in place. There are a few individuals that I feel that way about, just based on things that I have seen. But fortunately, those people don't come to my channel, so I haven't had to deal with that yet. And I'll deal with it if I have to. Obviously, I'm not going to name names because then they're going to come over here, but it's just people that I know are predatory, and I don't want that. I don't want that here. I just don't. You know, I don't. And usually those people don't like me, so that's fine. But I'm actually honored that people that are really awful don't like me, because that just means I'm doing something right. You know, I don't know. It's almost like a drug, right? They keep have to up the ante. That's what I've been saying. It's like, who can one up each other? And everybody's like, well, I'm tired of the drama and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But then they're talking about it the next day. You know, when does it end? This is the last time that I'm not going to say it's the last time I'm going to talk about it, but you know, this is one of the last days that I'm going to be focusing a whole live on it. You know, I'm just going to do what I want to do, you know, what I want to do. But, you know, it's like, you know, and then they get off their live and they see something said about them. And then the next day it's the same thing over again. And I don't want to talk about this, guys. I don't want to do the drama. I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to address this again. The next day they're addressing it again. And it just keeps going. So where does it stop? Where does it stop? It's going to stop with me. And if people want to think that I'm weak, if people want to think that I'm, you know, a pussy or whatever, for, like I said, BeePlus after dark, it's 11:16. Yeah. If there's one thing on here that I don't do, it's that. But in my real life, if you knew me, I have, yes, this is my professional self I put on here. But I think people would prefer the personal self. So whatever, we're going to do that today. But I do give like a disclaimer. Obviously, I would actually, you know what? Some people's kids might be up because, you know, there is the West Coast. I always forget, or, you know, in Europe, although that would be quite late for them. Although in like Australia, it would be a reasonable time for kids to be up. So, but yeah, you know, those people don't like you either, Holly. Yeah, I'm honored. It's pure hate or Watts again, right? For some, it really is, and it's like that's another thing. Why are we doing Watts case again? You know, I don't know, guys. I don't know. That I don't know. I've heard. I don't want to ever hear that again. You know, that case. You know, I might touch on it. Like I think my dad's stance on that is interesting. So I might, you know, ask him a question about it so he can tell you guys what he thinks. Because you know, coming at it from a criminology. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's a word that I don't actually know the plural of. You know, criminology. Yeah, you are on very late, Holly. I used to always be like, oh, she's on at 10 my time. But I guess now that I know you're on the West Coast, that's not your time. So that makes a lot, well, you know, whatever. If you're up all night, you're up all night. I don't care. You know? But, you know, Chris Watts really, and I talked about this on a live before, really doesn't fit. You know, my dad wrote a whole book about the different types of crimes. And, you know, you can usually, like, all crimes have a motive, or they should, and they usually fall into particular categories. And Chris Watts doesn't fit into any of those categories perfectly, or even remotely well at all. Like some of them, like bits and pieces, will fit, but it's really hard to profile him given the information that we have to the public. You know, so I mean, if there's more information out there, obviously the FBI, you know, they might have, you know, whatever. But given the information that the public has, it is kind of interesting, and I've always thought that too. Yeah, and Mishi, I'm afraid that someone's going to get hurt in real life too, and my fear is that I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, because there are some, you know, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, I struggle with mental health too, but there are some unstable people on here that you know, maybe aren't taking the best care of their mental health, and things can get out of control really quickly with some things. And I've seen people that I believe struggle, and I'm not going to claim that I don't diagnose people. I don't know. Sometimes in my head, I make those connections. And sometimes if you're not thinking rationally, you know, that leads you to do things that are out of character, and, you know, I should know. But that's the issue. Like, yeah, I don't know. I really hope I'm wrong, but it's going way too far, and I don't. Yeah, Mishi, and that's the thing. It's not normal, guys. This isn't normal. It's not normal. This isn't like this everywhere, and it wasn't like this before. I mean, back when it was like there were a few channels that were, talking about what is it, Natasha? There were only a handful of channels doing that, and it wasn't like this. Um, it has gone too far all around. And I believe that, and if people want to be offended by that, fine. I'm going to stand by that because I truly believe that. I think it's gone too far on all counts. And I'm not saying, because everyone's like, well, did you see what that person did to me? And they did that to me, so I did that back, and blah, 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 blah. But when does it stop? Like, how do we make this stop? And then people will be like, well, it's easy for you to say. It doesn't happen. Okay, whatever. But this is my opinion. This is my channel. I'm not saying what's happening to anybody is right. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Why do I justify things? The fact that I have to feel that I have to justify things is also a problem. Somebody said that to me the other day. They were like, what's really sad is that you feel that you need to justify that because you shouldn't have to justify what you just said to me. And I was like, you know what? That's a very good point. You're too old to be up all night. We're on 6 hours and hated myself the next night. Yeah, I just realized it's almost 11:30 here, and I still haven't eaten, of course, because I have ADD and I forget that eating is a thing sometimes. So, and I was kind of in the mood for something in particular that would require me actually cooking. So I probably will get off of here, a little, shortly, but not yet. But yes, if I'm up all night, I feel it, and it takes a while to recover from it. I unsubscribed from them already daily. I can see if new things come out. Right. Yeah, I get that. I hope people find channels like ours and do struggle and take some stigma. Right. Yeah. And I'll be the first one to, I'm an yeah, exactly, I will. I'm an overshare, so yes, I do struggle with mental illness, like, whatever. I think all of us deal with mental health issues. Like, I have ADHD. I mean, I've had depression my entire life. So I'm not a stranger to issues like that. But it's just, I know for me personally, if I'm not taking care of my mental health, things hit differently. And I don't think there really shouldn't be a lot of stigma, right? And I think that now more than ever, because of the pandemic, like, mental health care was kind of hard to find, get a hold of in this country. Like, there's a lot of red tape, there's a lot of like bureaucracy stuff, with insurance, and who takes your insurance, and then but now, like, the waiting lists to find a therapist is like insane. So the fact that mine ghosted me, I'm going to continue saying that, because if he's listening, he needs to know. He needs to know that it upset me. I was seeing him for 5 years, and then he just ghosted me out of the blue. And I'm quite salty about it, but I would forgive him. I would love to see him again. But anyways, moving on. But I feel like a lot of people can't find the mental health care that they need, or have stopped getting what they need. And I think that's a problem. And I think that people really should recognize that mental health can affect you worse than physical ailments sometimes for a lot of people. I know that, I have a spine injury, and, my mental health has held me back more than my spine injury at sometimes. And I truly believe that. And some of it's like, goes together. So if I'm really emotional, my pain will spike. It's all interconnected, guys. You're an oversharer too. You speak freely about how messed up I am. Yeah. And I didn't want to come on here and do that. So that's like why when what happened to me happened, I was kind of, people were like, well, you didn't talk about, well, that wasn't what I wanted to, that's not what my channel is. I mean, I could talk about myself for hours and hours and hours and hours. Don't get me wrong. I've had a very interesting life, but, that's just not the self of mine I wanted to present, because I mean, my family knows about my history. My family does know, but I do have family that watch this, and I'm quite certain I have maybe some extended family who don't know the extent of my struggles. They might know, bits and pieces, but I don't have any family that lives locally. So, and I don't know how much my parents share, because I certainly don't share it. But, then that's not how I wanted people to find out about whatever. Like, I'm not, no, that's a lie. I am very ashamed. I have a lot of shame and a lot of feelings about that. So for that to be revealed and stated as like some conspiracy theory was disappointing and shocking. I literally was in shock after that. I had No, I was like, "Oh my god." Um, yeah, let's see. That, um thank you, Xylee. Thank you. Thank you for, stopping by. Yeah, I like the fact that you're coming at things with facts. I think that's awesome. Um, I emailed you though about that just because I feel like people, if they're in this community, a lot of the time people will, it discredits what people are saying when things end up being inaccurate, right? So if you have clips and receipts and you're just talking about stuff that you've seen in a live and maybe taking your stance on it, I feel like that's a lot more credible. But I know that you plan on being, you're not stopping with this. Like you're going, you have the whole districts to go after, and I think you see the big picture, which I think is important. Because if we just have tunnel vision on one particular creator, I am a Sagittarius. I am. How did you know? I am, Holly. Yes. You're the first person to guess that right, actually. Most people say something else, and I can't remember what it is, but yes, I am a Sagittarius. I am. You have 12 more right, Xylee. Exactly. So I appreciate that you see the big picture, because some people might be, I don't know, maybe disappointed that you don't go at things, but I think what you're doing is good. Obviously tonight you probably, the people who support Natasha aren't too thrilled, but I know where you're going with this. So I appreciate it, because honestly, people, I appreciate it because, like, what you're saying, like, I don't hear, it's when you're in here, you don't hear yourself. And I feel like hearing an outsider perspective telling the community that, like, this isn't normal is a good thing. Is a good thing. And I feel like people have too many feelings involved and too many things. It's not my place. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it anymore. But I appreciate that maybe other people do, if that makes sense. You're really, Holly? Okay. Yes, I am a Sagittarius. I was supposed to be a Capricorn. I was born very early. So yeah, really. You've had YouTubers over 100K get mad at you, and you got to do it with, yes. Yeah, so that's what I've always thought, though, because I don't think that, like, anything that anyone's going to throw at you here is going to bother you. I mean, I hope people aren't weird, but, whatever. I mean, I think you've seen for yourself what goes on in this community, so I don't think you would subject yourself without knowing that. But I think people just need to, I know where you're going with this, and I think it's good. I do. But obviously, whoever you're talking about in that particular night is going to be a little salty about it. But you know that, you clearly, yeah, you have a. I mean, to compare to me, you have a quite large channel, and compared to people in this community as well. So obviously, you're doing something right. I think you present things. You're funny. Yeah. Holly, I mean, I know that I know it's a thing that people always talk about your voice, Holly, but I've always liked your voice. It's always calming and soothing to me. I don't really know why people use that as a jab. Maybe it's because I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I know that I hear, like, if people are talking about you, that's usually like one of the first things I hear, and I'm like, wow, we're really going after somebody's voice. Like, what? It doesn't make sense to me. But I didn't like my voice until very recently. But yeah. They used to say I had like a voice for radio when I was a kid, but I've always had like really kind of, I don't know. Good night, Xylee. Thanks for stopping by. You understand the picture of her at the memorial. It just shows after avoiding social media that she felt bad. It was her right to discuss it. Yeah. Open cases. Yeah. I'm looking into some cases that have gone on. I actually really want to focus, if I'm going to do true crime, I want to focus on like unsolved disappearances. So I don't know if any of you have seen the show Disappeared, but like I'm like obsessed with it, which is also the name of a podcast. But that podcast takes things a little bit too lightly for my liking. I have watched it because they recap the different disappeared episodes. My issue with that is how they kind of make it a joke, which I don't think somebody's missing child or family member is a joke. But I mean, they're entertaining, so sometimes I've listened. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I probably shouldn't be supporting. I don't know, guys. To each their own, right? To each their own. But I really like that show, so I want to go through some of those cases because some of them are just so interesting and they're unsolved, they're ongoing, and I don't know, and they don't have a whole lot of coverage. I've Googled it, I've put it in YouTube for some of these cases, and I've put them in the podcasts, the search bar, because what do I use? I have Stitcher, and I put it in there, and I can't find anything, or Spotify, and I'm like, oh my God, there's not a lot of coverage on these cases, and they're fascinating. Yeah, you make a living off your voice, so it can't be that bad. Exactly. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I think you have one of the nicer voices to listen to here. And yeah, so obviously maybe people are jealous. Everyone's jealous in here, right? I think that's like the other thing they go to. Well, we're all just jealous. Not really. You hate your laugh. I don't know if your laugh ever stood out to me to a point where like it would bother me, or you know what I mean? So if I don't remember it, then it never bothered me. If it bothered me, I would like remember those things. Cause if even with like books that I really, really like, I'll get the audiobook, and if the narrator's awful, it ruins the whole experience for me. I cannot listen to it. And so many books have been so ruined for me because the narrator is just no. It ruins the whole book. So I do have like voices have to have a certain cadence. And do I have a favorite podcast? That is a good question. What do I like to listen to? I used to be a really big true crime garage fan. I liked them a lot. There was a series, I think it's under I think they call themselves like the Crawl Space. Like it's like a syndicate almost. It's like a network of channels, but they were doing the Mara Murray case for a while. I listened to mostly true crime, but there was a Netflix show. Why can't I think of it? Oh my God, my brain doesn't work. It was like Archive something, but it's based on, it was really good. It actually kept my attention. And for something to keep my attention like that, like a show, it has to be good. I actually also just finished Inventing Anna, which was also really, really good. And people have been telling me to watch it for a while, but I find shows overwhelming because my brain can't focus. But I was like glued to the TV for that one too. But yeah, that one's based on a podcast. So I went and looked, and I was listening to that a little bit. So other than that, though, I haven't like explored too many podcasts. That's the buzz face. They're jealous. Yeah, they're just jealous. You're right. And I'm like, not really. Like, do you have a bigger channel than me? Yes. Do you make money on here? Yes. Would that be nice? Of course. Of course I'm on here. I would love to grow my channel. And if I can make money doing this right now, I'm a full-time grad student. So yes, that would be nice as well. But it's not why I'm here. Like, that's not at the forefront of my mind. Not everybody values the same things. For me, as long as I have my needs met and my family's needs are met, that's all that matters to me. I mean, is it nice to have nice stuff for yourself? Sure, but I like to work for it. So, I get really uncomfortable with people, but I have to remind myself though that it's that people do it because they want to, and not because I'm being like manipulative or things like that. And if people want to support me that way, then, that's great. And I appreciate it more than people know. Like the people that donated to my cat's surgery fund for his teeth. I was just like, it made me uncomfortable to even post it, but I did. And there were some very generous people here, and he's going to get his teeth done, I believe in May. I think it's May. But I'm going to keep calling to see if they have a cancellation to get it done sooner, because it hurts him to eat. But yeah, that's why you don't do audiobooks. Yeah, some of them are good. I like some narrators, but not all of them. Not all of them. Did you see the Star in Court? I'm not sure if I don't know if I'm, oh, okay. I know what case you're talking about. I know what case you're talking about. If you like to take a break and listen to my hello from the, I'll check it out. I'll check it out, Holly. I'll check it out. Is that a podcast? I'm assuming it's a podcast. Yeah, and there's actually, how could I forget it? There's a podcast that I've been involved in that is out right now, and it's called, it's about exposing the troubled teen industry. It's produced by Paris Hilton, and yes, if you want to hear my special guest a little early, you can get to know him in that podcast as well. But it's called Trapped in Treatment, and it's a topic very near and dear to me because I was in these programs as a teenager and have severe trauma from that. And yes, and ever since what happened to me happened, my dad has made it his mission to get these places, get some regulations in order. So, you can't do child abuse for hire anymore. And that's the problem. They're really good at conning parents, and you love your child and you'll do anything to get your child the help that they need. And there are these people that are really smooth talkers, and they'll make you feel like they're the answer. They're gonna help your kid. They're gonna keep your kid safe. And then what happened to me happened, and my story is not even close to the worst. Not even close. I know people that have been through 1,000 times worse, and especially it was like a cult is the one I was sent to, and I've done a couple lives about it. I think I've done 2 or 3. 3. I did 2 about the trapped in treatment stuff, and then I did 1 about the wilderness program I was at. And actually, I got some good feedback on that from people who hadn't shared their stories, not even part of this community. So I think I got maybe, and I know people laugh at numbers on here. People are like obsessed with numbers. You want to laugh at my subscriber count, and fine, go for it. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm honored that even one person listens to me. But I think I got maybe like 2 or 3 subscribers that way. And like, I wish that I could say that I didn't take a hit from all this bullshit going on, but I did. I definitely did. I'm slowly starting to crawl back, but yeah, that stings a little bit. It's not safe for work. Holly, that's what I was saying in another chat, is that I was saying, like I said, there's professional me, and then there's will I be talking about my story? I have talked about it in those lives, and I've done 3 of them on it at the moment. Where I've talked, but that's what I'm going to continue to do, because there's a documentary coming out about it that I happen to be in. So once that was when I was going to start my channel, because I'm like, okay, well, people will see me and then they'll be like, oh, let's go to her YouTube channel and check it out, and it'll be like free advertising. Yeah, no, it's okay, Holly. I don't expect people, like, those were a while ago. Those were definitely a while ago. And Mike, I appreciate you saying that I'd be good at true crime. I hope so. I'm going to work on it. But yeah, I usually put my professional self on here. I can't help it. If you know me personally, then you'll know that, I think like Not Safe for Work is my middle name. I would love to do that on here. A lot of the time I'm like hesitant because I don't know who I'm talking to. But I should know, because obviously people are, don't care about that stuff because you hear it on every other channel. I don't know what the problem is, but I always have to like do a disclaimer on that. But yeah, yeah. So I think that people would appreciate me being myself, but at the same time, I'm like, I have family that listen to me here, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? My family knows who I am. They know. So yes, I definitely, yeah, I'll check it out, Holly, for sure. And yeah, that's the direction I'm going with this. And I've actually gotten positive feedback from people who support, both sides of the fence at this point. And that means a lot to me. Now, I appreciate that they don't bring the drama here, and they can put that aside, especially if they feel really strongly about one creator or the other, just to appreciate what I have to offer. And that means everything to me, because I know it's hard sometimes. Even I've found myself not watching certain creators because somebody I really support likes them or doesn't like them. But then I was like, I can't do that. It's silly. You should like whoever you like. It's entertainment. Don't deprive yourself of a creator. If you like a creator, is there a nonprofit? There is, I believe, Holly, and I believe it's one of the links in my my about section. Oh my God, which one is I think it's set up because Paris Hilton, guys, I know a lot of people have preconceived notions about her. She's actually really smart. She's really awesome. Never in my life did I think that I would cross paths with Paris Hilton, but here we are. And she has the influence. She's got the means. She's outspoken. She was sent to these programs, so she's been really outspoken trying to get state legislation and federal legislation to oversee these programs, because right now there isn't any. But I believe the nonprofit for that is called Breaking Code Silence. I think that's the one. There is a link to it in my About Me. So, and I know you do the nonprofit stuff. That's right. I forgot. See, that's legit though. Like the fact that you do that, is a notch above what I see often. And the fact that you do that just kind of shows that you're not in it for the reasons that people like to throw at each other. And I've always noticed that about you. I've always noticed, I've always kept note of that. I'm like, yeah, you're raising money for a cause, not for yourself. And I think that that's really great. Um, I do. I really do. Oh, hello from Oh, so we're all talking about it. Everybody knows. Everybody knows everything. And I'm like always the last one. What was I talking about? My brain doesn't work. I do need to eat. I never plan on being on here for that long, but I have just such good conversations. And I was reading. Oh, you like Paris Hilton, Holly? Okay. Yeah, she's I actually never minded her, and actually in high school her perfume was kind of all the rage and I didn't hate it. So, yes. Yes, but I think everybody, a lot of that was like kind of an act, and it was kind of her brain, but she's trying to redefine that. And she's doing some good work, and I think she had revealed about what she endured at these programs for the first time in her YouTube documentary, which is called This Is Paris. I have not watched it because I feel like it would be too triggering for me. I have a very, very hard time with this topic. It has done some serious damage on my brain during some very formative years. So, good night, Mishi. Thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate having you here. And all of you, I appreciate that. That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. If I get to it, if I get monetized, I get monetized. But my channel, like I said, has taken quite a hit lately. But that's okay, because the people that want to be here are here. And I'm just going to keep doing what I do. And I appreciate that there are people from all over that enjoy it. So I try to be fair about that. And I know that there are people that, get disappointed that I'm not focusing on certain, you know what I mean? But I'm just not going to, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. I just don't. I just don't. And I don't think I should have to justify why I want to do it or not. It doesn't mean that I don't agree with people. It doesn't mean that at all. Like, if you want to talk to me privately about it, that's fine. We could even have conversations in the chat sometimes. But for now, I need a break, guys. I need a break. And I forgot what I was saying, but where'd it go? You're up quite late for you. Or else I just don't see you if you're out and about. I hope, yeah, yes. I don't know if I've seen you today. I haven't been in chats today. I've just been getting triggered all over the place with like the nonsense that I'm seeing. And it's petty stuff. It's nothing that's like a big deal. And it probably only bothers me. And I don't even know why it bothers me sometimes, but I'm just like, really? Did that just come out of your mouth? Like, do you hear yourself? But yeah, it's okay, Holly. I actually have not addressed my issues with it, and I wanted to tell my story on here before it was told for me. Because I had it in my head, and I don't have, actually, you know what? I don't have them on here, so I'm gonna get rid of this myself. All right. Oh, it never does that. Yeah. Oh, you've been up since 5? I woke up later than I wanted to. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. And I was reading about tips, and it's like, people like it when you read their comments out loud. I'm like, I beg to differ. I don't like it when people highlight and read my comments, but apparently it's more engaging. And I get it, because if you're like me and you're just listening to a live stream and I'm just like agreeing with you and stuff, and you don't know what I'm agreeing about, I can get how that's a little disengaging. So, I can work on that. But I always get so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, they highlighted my comment. Like, no, no. It's always in the chats that I don't want really to be seen in either, where they get highlighted. Always. I do need to eat. And I need to actually cook something, because otherwise I'm just going to eat snack food, and that's my problem. I eat way too many snacks, and it's a problem. I eat a lot of cereal, and that's also a problem. So, yes, I'm trying to eat healthy. I always say that, but I don't. And I don't know. I'm rambling right now. But yes, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go to bed and have some dinner. And thank you so much for joining me. I'll probably be on tomorrow, just because I enjoy being here. So I'm not sure if I'll have a topic. I'm not sure if I'll do a panel. I'll figure it out. I try to base my stuff around other people, but it's getting so crowded in the community that it's really hard not to overlap with somebody at some point. Not that I'm stealing anyone away from anyone else, as far as I know. And you can always jump around to different places. I do that all the time. If something's not interesting me on a live, I'll dip out and I'll come back later, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's getting there's a lot of channels now. like, there's a lot of channels now. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I need to, I don't know. I don't know. I can't, like, I'm getting kind of claustrophobic. But yes, thank you all for joining me. If you have not hit that thumbs up button, that is a good way to get my videos in the algorithm and help me out. And it's free. It's very easy to do. We can practice together if you'd like. I can do the screen share thing, but we don't have to do that. Or, if you're not subscribed to me, if you want to do that, that would be awesome. And give me a chance here. We have some good stuff coming. And if you've recently decided that you can't support me and, maybe you're listening still, if you want to reconsider that, I think that I can, I don't think you'll be disappointed. So if you would reconsider that, that would be amazing too. But if not, if I'm not gonna force, if you don't want to watch my channel, I can't make people watch my channel. Like I would never do that. If you think I'm boring, you think I'm boring. So, it is what it is. But yes, I'm gonna go to bed. And yes, good night, Holly, Mike, Rody Gal, and everybody else that joined me today. Thank you. I hope to see Mike. You've been here since the beginning. You and Rody Gal, but Holly, I hope to see you. I hope to see you in the future. I will try to. Yeah, I always was like, oh my god, your lives are always at like 10 or 10:15 my time. And before I started doing YouTube, that was very late for me. So I'd usually listen on replay. And I a lot of the time had no idea who you were talking about because I'm not familiar with some of the communities that you're from or interact with. So, but I kind of liked that because it was different and I could follow like drama that I had no idea or no connections with. But actually those people have kind of probably come into this community at this point. So I don't know. But yes, I always appreciated that. It was something different. And I don't even remember how I found you, but I like your voice. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And I don't think you do because you know it. Yes, you know you have a good voice. All right, guys. So good night. And I hope to see you guys soon.